Well, it looks like I overcooked this one a little bit. Even though I had my meter on there, I was taking so long to work on what I was working on and doing the cooking at the same time. By the time I got the meat probe in and on, it was already at medium to medium well, probably. Let's see how it looks here. Yeah, I overdid it. Well, it's gonna happen. This is only the third time I've used that Schwank grill. But I'm not really here to talk to you about the Schwank grill or any other merchandise today, although there are some nice things that are useful on a carnivore way of eating. And that's gonna be a big part of my plan moving forward because, gosh darn, is it fast for a grill for one, and the steaks come out fantastic. This is my third try. Believe it or not, this is the only time I've overdone it. But I wasn't trying to do my meetings at the same time. My meetings, by the way, are for my daytime job. I've been doing life insurance again, and it's tough business to get back into. But for those of you who are interested in knowing more about all the toys that I do use for my carnivore way of eating, I do have all of the merchandise that I've used in the past or that I like now, because it's been a progression. As I move down this path, I learn about new things I like better. All of that is on my website at ferrignofreedom.com. There's a merchandise tab up at the top, and you can go in there and see everything that I recommend and I use. Meanwhile, I wanted to talk to you today about managing stress. First thing I want to say is managing stress has not been my strong point throughout my life. As a matter of fact, it's probably been one thing I could say throughout my life that has been difficult for me, because even as a child I got uptight real easy, got really nervous or afraid trying to do something new that I've never done before. And that's always been tough for me, but at the same time I'm willing to experiment and try things. So I tend to get myself into a lot of situations where I'm adding stress to my life because I want to do too many things. One of the things that I've found, first of all, that helped me manage stress was not allowing that stress to become anger and lash itself out. And the key for that, believe it or not, was getting rid of the pain in my body. The carnivore diet is what allowed me to be able to do that. I'm still, even though I'm under as much or more pressure now than I have ever been in the past, I'm still not letting it affect me to the point that it used to, where I was scaring my wife with my anger outburst or anybody else around me, or reacting in a certain way. When you get that inflammation out of your body, and when you find the healing that comes from a carnivore way of eating, that is such a game changer right there. But it doesn't mean stress isn't going to come back into your life. Another great strategy is exercise. This is something I thought I had learned early when I started doing carnivore diet, because about 3 months in, I finally had the energy to want to exercise. That, like, if I didn't exercise, I was gonna burst with all the energy I had. So I started walking. I remember thinking about how it would be great if I could at least get out and walk for 30 minutes a day. I didn't know how many miles that translated into or anything like that. I just said, I need to do something. But that always led to me basically doing nothing. And if I did do it, I felt like it either was a waste of my time because it didn't stress my body enough, I didn't feel like there was any changes, or I just felt like I should have been spending my time doing something else, because there's so many things that distract us these days. But while I've been on this way of eating, I've gotten really good about exercise. And then for a while, because my schedule kept changing based on the jobs that I was doing, it got real easy not to keep working out like I had been before. It got kind of easy to make justifications for certain things. Well, lately I've been getting back on track. For the past 3 months, I've been waking up every day with the attitude of screw it, get up and do it. You got to get those miles in first thing in the morning, because that's really the only time I've got to exercise throughout the day. And I know, like most of you, you're going to be busy in your daily lives with everything that goes on in your day. It's real easy to let the exercise get left behind if you leave it for the end of the day. So that's one of the reasons why I do it early. So for the past 3 months, I've been out rucking with that 40-pound pack on there every morning. I don't share my walk and talks here on YouTube so much anymore, but I do share them in the Ferrigno Freedom Facebook group. So if you're interested in that kind of daily motivation to get up and do it, that's where you can find it. Ferrigno Freedom Facebook group on Facebook, obviously. So if you're not already in the group, I hope you'll join. Now, if there's one thing that adds stress to our lives these days, it's distractions. We're constantly being distracted by something. Notifications on my phone, notifications on my computer, emails, text messages. I've got multiple emails that I have to check every day. And I know there's people out there doing the same thing, crossing platforms and using all the different stuff we have to use on the computer, because even the government has forced us into a road where we have to use the computer to get access to government services. Your businesses are all requiring you to use, say, Google Chrome, when I hate using Google for just about anything, but I've had to do it for my business purposes. As I'm learning all that stuff, I have to be able to focus on the things that are important and let the distractions fall to the side. Let the things that get me caught up that don't profit me personally, in the sense as it's not building me up any, it's just wasting time. I got to eliminate those distractions, because if I'm not getting done the things I need to get done each day, that's going to cause stress to build up. Well, my battery died while I was wrapping up eliminating distractions, but that's okay. I just had to get up and take care of that. So now let me continue on to another part of that's really the flip side of that same thing. Eliminating distractions is also managing your time to where you don't have more on your plate than you can handle. I'm real bad about putting more on my plate than I can handle, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who are like that. The thing I found that helps me with that is block time on my calendars, especially since I've been working for myself and trying to run basically 2 businesses now. Block time is hugely important for me, making sure that every day I know what I'm doing so that I can eliminate stress by not leaving things at the end of the day. I'm the world's worst at making sure I plan for the next day, but that's something that I'm incorporating again now, and just the small steps I've taken recently I've started to really show benefits, because one of the problems with stress is it does cause cortisol to build up in your body, which is going to cause you to add weight. Well, I've been adding some weight in this area lately, but I wasn't eating a whole lot of stuff that I shouldn't have been, although I was eating some, and that was not good. But that was stress related as well, and it feels better. I'm sleeping better again. Reducing the stress is hugely important, especially in this stress-laden environment we live in today. Those are a few of the tactics that I use, and of course, those of you who have watched my channel for a while know the spiritual side. Really, it's the most important part of everything in my life. I want to encourage you guys to get yourself healthy physically, because that'll help you to get healthy mentally and spiritually as well. Because when you're physically unhealthy, mentally and spiritually, you're going to be a mess as well, most likely, because it's hard to think properly. It's hard to feel right. You feel in pain when you shouldn't feel in pain. So all of those things play a huge role when it comes to making sure you're reducing stress and also treating yourself properly, which is the reason why I started doing this to begin with. I needed to start taking care of myself so that I could better take care of my family. And that's what's been working for me for nearly 4 years now. And I hope this message reaches you at a time when it can help you with the same thing. So don't forget, say screw it, I'm going to get up and do it. That includes planning better for yourself, eliminating that stress, and making sure that you're eating the right things and doing the right things for your edification. That's all I got for this one, guys. I'll see you on the next one.
If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?
When I'm editing, sometimes it's really hard to have time to get up and make something to eat. That's why I love Carnivore crisps. I keep a bag handy just in case I get a little hungry, so that I don't have to be distracted from my work. I can stop for a moment, have some delicious food that is perfectly on my way of eating, that has been so good for my body and so good for my mind. Beef brisket is my favorite by far of all the Carnivore crisps. Get yours at carnivorecrisps.com and use my coupon code Dante, D-A-N-T-E, to save 10% on your order. I hope you love them as much as I do.